XSEED English Grade 4 Block number 15 using similes Lesson Plan 1 The Fly. Students will be identify the perspective of the poem. Imagine there is a giraffe and an ant. How does this ball will appear to each one? The giraffe and ant. How would the ball appear to a giraffe that is so tall, and how would it appear to an ant that is so tiny? The ball will appear different to a giraffe and an ant. For giraffe, it will be a tiny thing, and for a tiny ant, this ball will be a huge thing. Today, we will read a poem, The Fly. It talks about how the world appears to a fly. Let's understand the glossary. Fierce, dangerous, or wild. He looked fierce when he stared at me with his black eyes. Lambkins, young lambs. The shepherd takes care of the lambkins like his own babies. Lofty, high of great height. The king's palace had lofty doors at the entrance. Prickle, a small, sharp, pointed growth such as a plant's thorn. Don't touch that plant, it has tiny prickles. Let's read the poem The Fly, written by Walter de la Mare. The fly, how large unto the tiny fly must little things appear. A rosebud like a feather bed, its prickle like a spear. A dewdrop like a looking glass, a hair like golden wire, the smallest grain of mustard seed, as fierce as coals of fire. A loaf of bread, a lofty hill, a wasp, a cruel leopard, and specks of salt as bright to see as lambkins to a shepherd. The poem describes how the world appears differently to a fly. The poem has been written from the perspective of tiny fly. The poet imagines that the fly might look at different things such as a rosebud, its prickle, a dewdrop, a hair, a loaf of bread, and a wasp. These things might appear as a feather bed, a spear, a looking glass, a wire, a hill, and a leopard to a fly. The poem will describe how the things appear very small to a giraffe because it is very tall. Students, open your volume 2 to page number 35. First question: what does the poem The Fly describe? Tick the correct option. The fly describes how the big thing appears small to her. The poet describes how the big things appear small to the fly. The poet describes how the small things appear big to the fly. Tick the third one. Which lines from the poem mean that a drop of water looks like a mirror to a fly? A dewdrop like a looking glass. Explain the meaning of these lines in your own words. A loaf of bread, a lofty hill, a wasp, a cruel leopard. The first line means that a loaf of bread appears to be a high hill to the fly. The wasp appears to be a cruel leopard. The poet compares the way leopard kills animal to the wasp that kills and eats flies. How would a book and a bottle appear to a fly? Explain in your own words. A book will seem like a wall to the fly. The bottle will seem to be a mountain to the fly.